On this episode of the No Limits podcast, we showed up at a cabin in the middle of nowhere. No more appropriate place for a podcast with Andy Morgan and Casey Ashley, two bass fishing country gentlemen. Over the course of a 1-hour conversation, we found out how both of them got through high school, what it takes to win a truly big event on your home water, and a heck of a lot more. Andy Morgan, Casey Ashley, on this episode of No Limits. Since this is the end of September, I'm actually shocked that I could either get both of you two jokers here because it's hunting season.
You should be
shocked. First of all, I'm surprised we could even reach you.
True.
Because usually by the end of August, you're unreachable.
Yeah, I'm hanging in a no cell service Mecca.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
Inside the levees on the Mississippi River, the mountains.
That is
something.
right.
Yeah, something to block the signal.
Yeah. You have to kind of stay anchored because you got wedding stuff going around.
Not this weekend, but next.
Coming up, though.
Yep.
Coming up real close. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't start hunting quite this early. It's still 100 degrees at home.
Yeah.
It's been hot.
But October the 1st, that's my beach month.
Oh, that's right. Your beach guy.
It is.
Yeah.
That's beach
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
guys. You're east of me about, 5 hours?
Yep.
So, yeah, you're on beach time.
I don't think about a fish except unless he's breathes salt water or deer hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's out.
Yeah, I get it early. So I'm a September guy.
You've got a sickness, though, my friend.
Oh,
you
dude,
just can't. You can't help yourself if
Can't
you try.
shake it, man.
No.
Can't shake it. It's in the blood.
Yeah. Well, so now you've already. Your group is 10 for 10. Did you see this on social media?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. They went out to, where was it?
Wyoming.
Wyoming, yeah.
Yes, Bighorn Outfitters.
Mm-hmm.
Bighorn Outfitters is a really good place if you like to, shoot at stuff.
Mhm.
That's the place.
Yeah. 10 tags, all filled.
All field in 5 days. Archery, not guns. Archery.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty impressive.
it's good times.
Y'all went killing.
We did.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't go hunting.
We did. I was with a bunch of professional killers though, so yeah, it goes good with those guys.
So what do you do in the off season now? I mean, okay, so wedding stuff. You got like at least a month tied up in that, right? You got wedding, honeymoon, all that stuff. But
I
then,
don't have anything tied up in it. That's all on Kenzie.
but you're a participant.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so you're dragged along for the whole ride. So by the time you're done with all of that, it'll be October.
Yep.
For sure. So then you got your beach much out of the way. Then what do you do? Do you guys fish much at all in the off season?
I don't start fishing really till about Thanksgiving when
Is
it
that
gets
right?
cold. Yep.
Yeah.
I hunt like October. The whole month is beach time for
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Like any spare moment I got, that's where I go.
Mhm.
After that, it starts to cool off. I hunt some.
Yeah.
I ain't eat up with the deer hunting bug as bad as Andy is. Though. I still like it, but
Yeah.
I don't like to have to travel to go kill a deer, and we don't have
Good point. Good
very
point.
good deer.
Yeah.
I travel enough fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of hang at the house and get used to being home again after being on the road for so long.
Boy, that's legitimate though.
It is.
That's right.
It is.
It takes a while, man. I
Mhm,
mean, we kind of joke about that, but it's
Yeah.
you imagine go, and then all of a sudden you let the air out of the tires and you ain't got nothing to do again.
That's right.
But you kind of have to get used to that,
Yeah.
being at home
Yeah.
and about January 1st rolls around and you've got that down, and then you have to learn how to travel again. That's just a never-ending process.
That's right. Never gets boring though.
So
Yeah,
true.
always a change.
It is
so
a
true.
change.
So let's take a couple of steps back and take a look at where we started and where we've come to. So this is at the Patriot Cup. We're in the middle of one of the reward events, I guess, for doing well in the Bass Pro Tour. So we're almost done. Like this is pretty much, we've come to almost the end of the season, and we've joked about this among the three of us at some point here or the other, but it's been a crazy year to say the very least.
Roller coaster
Is crazy
ride.
good enough? Yeah.
Roller coaster ride for sure.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Almost a blur now.
Yeah, that's right.
It's almost
That's
came
right.
and went.
It happened so fast.
Wow.
Really
dude,
did. Yeah.
that's-
Yep.
It did. I mean, you think about last year this time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where we all were.
Uncertainty.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of uncertainty.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then, the trigger's pulled,
Mm-hmm.
but the ball still's got to keep rolling to
right.
even make it happen.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think it's a huge accomplishment to what everybody's done to
I
be
agree.
sitting right here.
Yes.
With
I agree.
with the staff, with us
Mm-hmm.
as anglers. I mean,
A big commitment from all parties.
absolutely.
And it took a lot of passing the baton, I guess you'd say. Like it was one of those deals where it was not going to be this group serving this group serving this group. I mean, it had to be kind of a we're all in this together, because once we commit to this, I mean, there's no going back. We have to make this work, and that's how it worked out. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche, but it's not. I mean, it's been one of those years where it's like, well, here's something we need to adjust. Let's try to adjust to it as a group. Which I don't know if it's ever been like that exactly.
No.
To tell the truth.
No, everybody went all in.
Yeah.
And when you go
Yeah.
all in, you go all in. I
You
mean,
do.
all
Yeah.
the cards are down. You throw the money in. Here's my ante, and here we're just going to up it, throw it all in.
Yeah.
We're going to play one hand here.
Yep.
And everybody committed, and that's why it was successful this first season.
Mhm.
That's why it got traction right out
Yep.
of the gate.
Yep.
Because everybody was committed,
Yep. Yep.
On all aspects.
all
Mhm.
aspects.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you guys actually kind of detected this, but there was a great level of anxiety. We showed up to Kissimmee, Florida for that very first one. And nobody knew for sure what was going to happen. We didn't know what was going to happen for sure. Like, we got a great idea. We got a great plan. We got a great framework structure, talented people. But until you actually roll it out there, you don't know. Until the ball's in the air, you don't know.
That's right.
And so we're sitting there in front of the stage the day before competition. We're standing out there in we've got the big screens on both sides, and we're just kind of standing around. Little known to most of us is that cameras are out on the lake doing a test run. And so we're all wondering, I wonder what this live stream thing is going to look like. And those screens both came on at the same time with the views, and we were just like,
Ask and you shall receive.
we have got a chance. We have got a chance for this to work because it looked spectacular.
It did.
And it looked spectacular all season long.
It did.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's surprising because, we've come from two separate worlds now into one, and,
Yeah,
and
that's
seen
right, that's
what's going on over there, and
Yep.
just, man, I don't know if it was scheduling. I know y'all put a lot of research into how much signal you have here and there,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't think there was ever a glitch
No.
in what little bit I got to watch. I mean, most time you're on the water and you can't watch
Not
it.
allowed,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
worked out very, very well. It was
Yeah.
was shocking. I didn't catch much in the first one,
I didn't
but I
either.
got a lot of feedback.
Right.
That how good it was.
Did you really?
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I did. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking.
You was like me. You was down there in like 20 bubble. Like,
Yeah, I was way down
Oh,
the
you
list.
found yourself immediately.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, hey,
Okay.
I
All
didn't
right.
catch anything, guys, but
Yeah.
it was still one of those deals that I got a lot of feedback. I mean, people watched, they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Things were rolling,
Yeah.
and so we
Yeah.
came out with a lot of traction.
I found myself throughout the course of the year, just during the course of the day, busy work, going back and forth and back. And whenever I would pass a television that we had it glued into, I would stop and look at it and say,
You
I
can't help it.
believe how good this looks. This
And you
is
can't help but
incredible."
watch it
You
either.
can't. You can't.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing with me.
Yeah.
When you get eliminated, you want to get on there and see how old Andy's doing,
Oh,
if
yeah.
he's still
Oh,
going,
yeah.
or,
Yeah.
you got buddies out here.
Oh yeah.
But you turn it on, and, man, 2 hours later, you still sitting there.
That's right.
You know what
That's
I
right.
mean?
That's
Like,
right.
It's
Yeah.
like, God, where'd the time go?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Major props to the guys on that other side of the camera shooting that stuff because they did magic like you can't believe. Like
They're
it was
hustlers,
just-
man.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're
Crazy.
entrenched.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
they're
really
very
are.
good at what they do, and
Yep.
they're as tough as we are. And we
Yeah,
take
hats off to them for
absolutely.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
They
Them and
do
the
just
officials.
as much or more than
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah,
Yep.
them and the officials.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
I mean, they jump in there with us. It's
Yeah.
sit down, shut up, and hold on. You don't hear a word out of them for the rest of the day.
I'm here to tell you the worst seat on a bass boat is the guy who's not driving.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the worst.
Oh, I know.
seat.
100%.
It's the worst.
I know.
100%.
Yeah.
And them guys are up
Yeah.
before we get up.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And they go to bed after we do.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So now, the world got to witness things kind of in a different fashion. We already talked about this earlier this morning when we talked about we had a review of Andy's. He won his event, his hometown event, and people got to kind of ride along with you, I guess, for lack of a better term, for an experience that once in a lifetime, maybe not once in a lifetime, but very rare that you get people who get to just they're with you.
Yes.
Which is different than has ever been done, really. I mean, kind of the level of presence of people there on the boat with you was.
Oh, you
was
put it.
way up
It's
here.
just it's putting them on the court with you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
they're sitting there, and we talked earlier today. I mean,
Yeah.
how many times does your mother get a chance to watch you win in bass fishing?
Live.
Yeah, never.
See
never
it
ever.
cast.
Hardly
See it
ever.
all go down. Never.
Hardly ever.
Ever.
Yep.
Now you're playing football, basketball. That's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But for bass fishing, to bring people on the court with you, unheard
Yeah.
of. Live.
Yes.
Live is the
Yeah.
key.
Yeah.
Not necessarily on the court with you, like they're in your hip pocket.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
seeing
Oh, yeah.
everything you see. As long as that
Oh,
camera's
yeah.
on there,
Oh, yeah.
them guys are good.
Good.
See, I've not won one this year, so I never thought of it from that aspect. But that is pretty cool.
But
man.
you have
yeah.
won a pretty big tournament on your home court.
Yeah,
That
but
is
they-
the
but
truth.
They didn't get to watch it live the whole
They didn't
time.
get to watch it live the whole time.
You know.
But yeah. So
That-
you see the difference about 100%.
Absolutely.
gotta
Yeah,
be
I
pretty
didn't
special.
even I didn't think of it in that aspect because I went back and watched that deal. I was
Yeah.
driving home that day, and that was just to be there and watch everything that goes on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a learning experience, even for us.
How so? How so?
Absolutely.
What do you mean?
I mean, you get to see what. I mean, everybody knows Andy Morgan is
Yeah.
one of the greatest fishermen that's ever held a rod,
Yeah.
and then you get to get in the boat with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even I competed against him every day, but
Yeah.
you know, you just kind of see.
Yeah.
He's not talking and telling you his shot calling process that he's thinking, but
Yeah.
you get to see it,
That's right.
you know,
Yeah.
and
That's all you got hidden anymore is what's in your mind.
it is. It
That's
really
it.
is.
That's
That
all
is the
you can
truth.
hide anymore is what you're thinking.
It is. But it's pretty cool. I mean, for especially viewers that,
Oh man.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of wonder what goes on out there
Yeah.
throughout the day when you're not catching them.
The thing that I found fascinating is that it covers a lot of different levels. So if you're a bass head and you understand who you are and who you are, the opportunity to kind of look over your shoulder is unmatched. Like that to me is the coolest thing ever. However,
Yeah.
if you're not a bass head, if you're just kind of just like, oh, I'm going to just give this a try and see what it's like. The format and the way things play out from a competition standpoint is completely different too. I mean, there are things that you see that even if you don't know a swim bait from a surfboard, you can watch this thing and see. Let's go back to the first event, and we hadn't named the elimination line time. We just had here's the 20 spot, and as we watch these competitions happen, competition number 1 with Ike and Ellie, where all that crazy stuff happened. That was just a hint of things. Like it was a dramatic moment for sure. But this happened for the rest of the year. All the rest of the year, you don't have to care at all about fishing.
Every event.
Every single event.
Yes.
Every single event. Yep.
There's going to be one man that
Oh, yeah.
finishes 21st.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be one man that
That's right.
finishes 11th. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Every
Yeah,
event.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool to
A
get
happy
to.
and an unhappy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A satisfied and an
Oh yeah.
unsatisfied.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have changed nothing to I would have went back and did this differently.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So many times during the course of the year, we would find yourself again going just walking by the television and stopping. And so when I watch sports, like I get right up there and I watch it, and I found myself doing the same things I do for a football game, a UFC fight. I'm hunched over watching, going, I can't believe what I'm looking at right now. Like I can't believe what I'm watching. I mean, it was with it happened over and over again. Swindle, Iconelli, Browning, Brett Height. I mean, so many of these minutes where you were right there hoping, is this going to work? Is it not going to work?
The final hour of the show has
it's
got to
insane.
be.
Oh, it's insane.
I mean, because that
Yeah.
happens
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times
Mhm.
during that final hour.
Yeah,
So
Like,
you get to watch the last lap. So
Yeah.
to call.
Yeah,
There's
that's right,
several
that's right.
different times in
Yeah.
just a really short period of time. But
That's right.
It's over and over.
Yeah,
The lead
yeah.
changes and seconds.
It's-
I mean, it really came down to seconds.
It does.
Yeah.
In several instances
Mm-hmm.
on the tour this year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
look at the Andy Montgomery, the 9
Yeah, the
That big
giant.
giant
Yeah, the
bowl
giant.
or
Yeah, the
whatever
Thunder
it
Cricket
was.
giant. Yeah.
with that landed it with a second.
Yeah. Literally the second the period was over, he brought that fish up.
A
and down.
9+ pounder. How many places does that move you
Oh
in a tournament?
gosh. Yeah, yeah.
Especially in this
Worst to
format.
first?
Yeah.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. What's it? This is like an obvious silly question. What's it like? What's it like on the other side of this whole thing when you're stuck in that moment where, I mean, because listen, we there have always been cameras around and people have somewhat got to kind of pay attention, but you've never actually been. You never had people witness those moments like you did this year. Like I'm guessing that's a
Well,
different kind of pressure.
Well, the clock's a little different
That's
now
true.
than it
That's true.
ever has been.
That's a good
now
point.
we
Yeah.
go to the last second casting.
Mhm. It's a good point.
In the older formats,
Yeah.
you had to, run time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So
you had to-
you never went to the
Real
last
welcome, yeah.
second because you
That's
got a little buffer. You always allowed a few minutes to get back to what you were going to do.
That's right.
Now,
That's right.
the countdown. The countdown's real.
That's right.
10, 9,
Yeah.
8. Well, I mean, inside a minute this year,
Yeah.
how many lead changes did you see?
Quite a lot.
Several.
A lot.
Several.
You
Yeah.
weren't running back.
Mm.
You were fishing.
That's right.
And that was a
Yep.
big deal. That clock was really, really big this year.
Oh,
You don't waste any time. I mean,
It
it's-
wears on you too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'll
Yeah.
tell you the best place to be in this format
All right.
is when you don't have a camera.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're either so far behind nobody's even
That
worried
doesn't,
about
that doesn't even
you,
matter. Yeah.
or and you can still come back from there.
You can.
I've
You
done
can.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it happened a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done
Uh-huh.
it twice this year
Yes,
already.
you have.
That's right.
All right, and then the next place where you don't have a camera is when you're not in the top 5 and you're not down there in that rat race from 17th to
That's right.
23rd. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
talking about?
That's
In the
right.
middle,
That's
yeah,
right.
safe.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
safe
you're pretty
zone.
safe. You're
That's
pretty
a safe
safe.
zone,
Yeah.
which is it's not good for you and your sponsors because you don't have a camera. But boy, it's good on your heart. I can tell you because you ain't got to worry. You see what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to
That's
come up
right.
with a new clue. The safe zone.
That
yeah,
is.
the
It
safe
is the
zone. That's
safe
a new one.
zone.
It is,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. When you get
Yeah.
to go practice a little and everything, life's good right there for
It
a little
is.
while.
It
Don't
is.
get any
Yeah.
better.
It is.
We saw repeated appearances by a joke about Crete because Crete will take as much as you can give him, but he was down around that particular line all the time. Like he
Oh,
was
yeah.
just like, all the time we saw Jeff Crete down there just kind of hovering in. But he's a prime example of a guy who was present a whole lot. Just because of that, it's a whole new dynamic. Like all of a sudden, spots from 15 to 25 become a focus of attention. Once you get to day 2, like that particular range right there, top 2 or 3 guys, of course, but once you get in that range right there, you're the story.
Yep.
Like you're what everybody's paying attention to.
And that's not where you want to be.
No, not
You
at
want
all.
to be in that
No,
safe
I
zone.
can't imagine.
I promise you.
Yeah,
safe
very
zone.
true. Very, very true.
I love it. When you do at some point in time in the day, you fall down into that zone just because you're moving or looking or whatever.
yeah.
And then, you start catching them.
Yeah.
And then
And
they-
that's a good feeling when
Yeah.
you hear something coming.
Yeah.
Well, your
He's
boat
like-
official gets a text, and you
Yeah.
hear no text go off, and
Yeah.
you catching them.
Yep.
They coming.
He's
Here comes
coming.
the camera.
There goes the camera guy. I hate you got to go, but
Yeah.
I'm glad to see it.
Talk a little bit about the kind of the ups and downs of how quickly you can fall in this format and how quickly you can climb, because that's happened to both of you guys plenty.
Volatility.
Like over the course of a half an hour, you can go from the guy to being not the guy.
And that's happened several times to me this year.
Yeah, me too.
Both
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
It's not 30 minutes. It's a 7-minute run from this place to the next. You can fall
That's right.
10
That's right.
places.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
yes.
mean- Yeah.
Yes.
Take Table Rock for
Yeah.
example.
Yep.
If you weren't fishing at Table Rock and you were running,
You
from
were
place to
losing.
place,
You were losing, right?
You were losing
At
ground.
a pace.
Yes.
At
Yeah.
a really quick pace.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes like 6 or 7 fish.
Yeah. That's the biggest difference in the formats that I saw, that you were reluctant to do a whole lot on a big change
Right.
when they were hammering them.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you weren't just not catching anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was a advantage of the score tracker, knowing what was going on. I mean, you knew when to make a move. When you were stale and not catching nothing, they
Yeah.
were lighting them up, you were doing the wrong deal.
Yeah, you had to get gone for sure.
What about the small little physical things that you guys did during the course of a competition day that you didn't do before? Like I noticed that you at least the competition you won, you started wearing a glove so you could wrap your hands around the line
Well, they don't fall on the
so you
floor.
could, so you could handle the fish better.
When it was raining, the line would slip through your hand
Yeah.
where you get a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, yeah. Little things like that you wouldn't. So all of a sudden we see power pole switches toward the back of the boat so guys can hit the power. I mean, when they're in the back of the boat. I mean,
Edwin
things
started that.
Yeah, Edwin. I mean,
Yeah.
Like
we're all
Conrad.
like, what is he doing? Oh, he's pretty darn smart.
Yep.
Look what he did. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where you do all your weigh-in and
Yep.
all that stuff right there.
Yeah.
He's got him a button.
And I noticed too this year,
Yeah.
I don't retie as much.
I don't either.
I heard you talk about that a couple
Yeah,
times.
you don't
yes.
have time.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you think I can catch a couple more on this. I'm gonna keep, because that clock's ticking.
Hey, I
the
can tell
clock is
you-
a bigger factor.
It is. I can tell you how they ain't no telling how many times I broke off with like 15 minutes left to go, and you've already broke everything else off that's laid on the deck, and it's down to the wire. I'll pick a rusted shaky head up or a
Out of the floor.
jig. Yeah, I've been sitting there and I call it my tray of shame in my boat. That's just where
I
I
got
throw,
one.
I
Your
throw
tray
all
of
my
shame.
stuff.
Oh,
Tray
yeah.
of shame.
Bent hook, rusted.
Bent hook,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
straighten that joker out, rusted. It don't make no difference.
And
I'll
get it
tie it
on.
on and get back because you don't have time. Like
Yeah, yeah.
all the stuff that we used to reiterate about retie. Make sure you hook.
Oh, yeah,
sharp.
yeah.
Go through
Oh, yeah.
2 packs of hook a day. But now,
It's out the window, right?
time is not your friend.
Oh, goodness.
You don't
Get
have
on
time
with
to
it.
worry about all the
That's
little bitty details.
Good.
Roll
Yeah.
the dice.
Take your chances.
Yeah, yeah. So now you're approaching the off season, so theoretically you have a little chance to kind of reassess and take a step back and take a breath or two and think about ways you could do things differently. But is there anything you can think of that you would do differently? Just be better prepared for what you're about to deal with.
Well, we both talked on the way over here. This is what, a 28-minute drive. We're
Yeah.
so old school. Me and Casey both. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what I would do different. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
our style of fishing actually worked pretty good with this format. Don't you agree?
So far.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of,
Yeah.
and Casey said that you kind of figure out what you're good at.
yeah,
Just kind of let it roll. You know,
Yeah,
you need to
yeah.
make some minor adjustments. I do. But as far as major adjustment, just manage the clock a little better, maybe.
yeah.
That was
that's-
what I was gonna say. Like
Yeah.
me and
How
him
so?
are,
How
are
so?
never
What do you-
gonna
what do you
we're
mean
never
by that?
gonna change what we throw and how we fish.
No,
and
and
all
you should.
that.
Or
You
the
should, right?
mindset,
Yeah, you should,
probably.
right?
But the thing that I'm gonna have to work on and try to figure out, I don't even know how to go about it yet. It's just I think it's just gonna take living this format time and time and time again and making adjustments as it goes. But
Yeah.
learning how to deal with that time,
Yeah.
when to move,
Yeah.
when not to move.
Yeah,
Sometimes I tell you somebody that's really good at it, and that's Jacob Wheeler.
The best.
Hey, that guy can be catching them, all right?
Unbelievable.
Like
yeah,
literally wind one in
Mm-hmm.
and take him off the hook. But know by watching the clock and where he's at in the period,
yeah, yep.
he needs to move. You know what I'm saying? Because that fish that he just caught, it may have
Mm-hmm. Yep.
gave him a buffer enough
Yeah.
that he knows when he runs 15 or 20 minutes
Yep.
that he's got enough of a buffer that he's not going to fall down
That's right. That's
as
right.
if he would if he stayed too
Yep.
long
Yep.
and
I
caught
agree.
him until you're not catching him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he's really
He-
good at the clock.
He plays the game at a slightly different level than most. Like, I think that's the
Absolutely.
one thing. I mean, we interviewed him today, and I joked at him. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of seeing your face. I see you all the time. You're here winning this all the time, and he is. He's the most successful
Per
previous
event.
MLF
Oh, yeah.
guy. I mean, he has won more rounds than anybody. I mean, his percentage is like 70%, which is insane. Nobody wins 70% of anything in any sport ever.
And he's not done.
But
No, he's not done.
no.
But he is really good at time management. in
Yeah,
this
is
thing.
that it? Is
Yeah,
that it? Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
He's
and
good all the way around.
he
I
is,
fished
yeah,
with him in
yeah.
ultimate match fishing several years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I said when I got out of the boat, best I've ever fished with.
No kidding.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I fished with several.
Yeah, one or two.
Oh yeah, and he's the best I've ever fished with.
Yeah, I mean, it's-
Very good at every angle.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
You know, from reading his crafts to casting,
Yeah.
to knowing when to move, to just
Yeah.
physical ability. He was, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
He's tough. He's tough. I would.
But how to get better at
Yes,
this,
how do you?
I don't know. I think it's just gonna be living it. You know,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah, right.
maybe you have to gamble a little more with your time.
Maybe so.
You know, I guess if you find an area and you're catching them and you get a little buffer, just try to keep rolling with it.
It
you
all
know?
depends on where you're fishing, though,
It
too,
does.
doesn't it? I mean,
It
so
does.
Yeah, what's going on for sure?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know that could be answered very well by anyone.
No, I hope I can answer it for you.
All
pretty
right.
soon,
A year from now, we'll have this all over again. We'll have the
and these cups,
reunion podcast.
the cups and the tour
Yeah,
are two different animals too.
100%.
The time management in a cup is
100%.
big.
Yep.
You
Yep.
bet.
It's
Yep.
big.
Yeah.
The cups are the purest, in my opinion, the purest
Yeah.
form
Yeah.
of bass fishing.
This is your first experience. No, this year is your first experience with the
correct.
Cubs, right?
And,
Just
and
showing
I
up.
really,
and-
yeah, you show up. Everybody's on a really even playing field
Yeah.
because you don't know where you're going.
That's right.
You don't know what you're going to be looking at. No practice. No,
Yeah.
most of the time, not that much previous knowledge,
no.
and it's just cut and dry.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Either figure it out or don't.
Go
That's
really
right.
fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
G-O.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you feel like you had a familiarity with this whole thing because you'd fished the format a little bit beforehand? So when we came into this whole thing, do you think to yourself, all right, I've kind of been there, done that a little bit. I mean, I think I'll be all right.
I was prepared for it. Like I knew what was coming. That's about all I can tell you.
Is that right?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say prepared. I knew what was coming. you can't like
Yeah,
until you
Yeah.
do this day
Yeah.
in and day out. And that's one good thing about the tour is you get to do it for at least 2 days every
That's right.
time.
That's
Where
right.
in this,
Yeah.
if if you come and you don't make the next round, you're one and done.
That's
You're
right.
out.
Yeah.
That's right.
But living it is learning it,
That's right.
and that's the only way you can get better.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years you been tournament fishing?
Long time, man.
A long time.
Long time.
I mean, and
my whole life, basically.
it's took you that long to get good at what you do.
True.
And I mean,
Mhm.
this is my 14th season professionally,
Yeah.
and it's took me this long to learn what I learned. And
Yeah,
now we're
yeah.
having to learn something new as we go.
That's right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
With
that's
the
right.
clock and the score
That's right.
tracker and all that. So
Yeah.
it takes time. You got to live
Yeah.
it to learn it.
Yeah.
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 And it's been nice. I like new.
I do too.
I didn't know that I did
Yeah.
until
Well,
this
that's right.
started,
That's right.
but I do. I like new.
Yeah.
You know, I
and
think
yeah.
it's broadened tournament bass fishing
Mhm.
tremendously.
I was curious how that was going to work out. So there's a lot of you guys who have done extremely well in previous iterations of this game. And once you're really good at something, it's hard to change, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why do I want to change? I'm really good at this. I mean, you're asking me to do something that's kind of in the same ballpark, but it's different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to do different.
Well, you have those days, like in the previous format, you have those days where you go out there and you just absolutely murder them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you catch big ones along the way.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you just catch them and catch them and catch them and catch them, and you come in and whatever you weigh is kind of mediocre. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you think about this format, and you're like, one of these days I'm gonna hit it like that and just
Oh,
blow
yeah.
it slap out of the water. You
Yeah.
see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And I'll tell you one thing: a game plan, a part of your game plan in the previous format that we used to fish was management, fish management.
Yeah.
That's right out the window. in
No
this
such thing.
No,
No
I
such
was
sir.
thing.
and I was glad to see it go.
Is that right? Not a fan? Not a fan?
No. I wanted to hammer them.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
a fisherman.
yeah.
I like to
I like
catch
to
them.
catch them. I
Yeah,
do too.
You know,
Yeah.
when you get on them, and Casey's 1,000% right. You had to let up when you weren't helping yourself.
Yep.
When you're throwing 3-pounders back and you're not helping yourself,
Oh, yeah.
you're hurting yourself for the following day.
Yep.
In this, pile them on.
Yeah.
Just keep catching them.
Keep biting.
I mean, let's go back to the basic philosophy here. Is that it suits both of you two pretty well, correct? I mean, if that's what you like to do, it's just catch fish. This sets up all right. Again, we had this conversation earlier today.
Yeah.
You weren't nervous because that's kind of fits your style.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I'm a fish catcher, you
Yeah.
know, and that's what I want to do. Of course,
Yeah.
I think a lot of us, most all of us, are in that same boat,
Yeah,
here,
we
so
are.
to speak.
Yeah.
We are.
But yeah, I mean, there's the days, and just Casey explained it. There's days that you catch them and catch them and catch them,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
come in and
yeah.
your finish is mediocre.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you're thinking, God, if I could have counted all them 2.5s I threw back today, all them pound and 3/4,
Yeah.
woo, would I stacked them up? It's fun. It really is.
It is
is
fun.
fun.
Let's talk about the dynamic of winning something important in your backyard. So Andy had referred to the fact that you'd want a pretty sizable event in your hometown. Prior to that, you'd
Yeah,
won
pretty nice
you won
one
an
we did.
FLW tour event there. What, a year before, 2 years before? I mean, same.
The year before, yeah.
Yeah,
Same
same
Hey,
time.
wait, guess who finished second at the FLW?
You keep bringing
Was
that up.
Was that
brought
one
that
of
up
your,
twice
was that one
today.
of your second places?
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah.
He had such a big lead. We're all fishing for here the real tournaments. He's
Yeah.
going to finish second.
Yeah, and he had to switch boats because his live wells were like making some sound. It was crazy.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
live
know what it
well
was.
wouldn't work.
All I know is that I was shooting that I could hear you from 100 yards away.
Oh, yeah.
Your live wells were making so much noise. I was like,
Yeah, it
Well,
was.
They were
screaming.
wore out. Is why.
Nah,
yeah,
it wasn't my boat, Andy.
Oh, I got you.
yeah, yeah. But so you I mean you won the classic hometown. I mean, I'll never forget that. I mean, Troy was a little bitty guy at the
Oh,
time.
he
You had him up
was.
there, and he was a little bitty guy.
He
you know?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was pretty special.
Oh yeah.
I wish it could have been in a live deal.
Yeah,
I mean that
right.
was the first
It was.
live ever, the
Yeah.
first tournament that live ever come on.
I
the
thought
scene.
it was.
Yeah.
I caught the first bass on live.
Did you? I don't know if I knew that.
In the classic. Yep.
Yeah.
In the classic that I won. Sure did.
That's a good one to catch.
It was.
Not bad. Yeah.
But it's still like this is just different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I do. Yeah,
it's-
I do.
We have so many live cameras out there that
Mhm,
you showcase the number 1 guy and the number 2 guy
Yeah,
and the
that's
number
right.
3 guy, and then you're down there and you're showcasing that 15 to
That's right.
25.
Yeah, yeah.
And it is like 2 separate tournaments, like you was talking
It
about.
really is,
You
yeah.
have the fight for the win,
Mhm.
and then you have the fight just to get on to the next round. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? And both are just as big. I mean, just
Yeah.
as big.
Oh, yeah.
But the win at home deal, that's pretty special, ain't it?
Oh,
Oh,
man,
man, I
it
tell
is.
ya.
It is. I don't think there's anything that can substitute for that.
Yeah.
You know, that's big. Everybody there,
Yep.
and the pressure that's on you, you're expected.
Oh yeah.
I can't even.
When they said
I
we're
can't
coming to
even
Chickamauga, Casey's going, Andy ought to win that. When they went to Hartwell for the Classic,
Oh yeah,
Casey ought to win
yeah,
that.
And everybody expects you to do
That's
good.
right. We did. We
Absolutely.
came in there. We're like, oh, this is Casey Ashton's tournament to lose. Yeah,
Shoot,
And that's a
isn't it?
lot of pressure to deal with.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
just not just your peers and your friends and people in the fishing world,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
everybody you run into at the gas
that's right.
station. You know what I
everybody,
mean?
everybody who knows you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
They don't even have to really know you. They can know of you, and they're like, "Boy, I'm pulling for you. You know, I hope you win, ain't it?"
Yes.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
And that's just a little more pressure on
Yeah.
you every
Yeah.
comment. Look, it's flattering for sure. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But man, it puts it on you, dude. It's like,
But
Yeah.
the thing is, though, when you do it at home that
Yeah.
way, you know, all those folks that have watched you or halfway watched you throughout your career and seen you on, they may have paid attention or
Yeah.
a little bit of attention, but in that event, they were cued in on you, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Every
Oh, yeah.
one of them watched it.
every
Every
one
second of it.
Every
That's right.
second.
That's right.
It's so true.
That's right.
So true.
Yeah.
Every second.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they,
right.
you know, they're emotionally vested in it then.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because, not necessarily in you, but
Yeah.
it's their home lake. It's their hometown.
And you don't want to disappoint. You want to.
Yeah.
You want
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
And
to
they
be
wanna
a
see-
part of that.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
that-
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
want to see the hometown take it. You know what I mean?
That's 100% right. That's 100%
Yeah.
right.
And it's hard. It's hard.
It is.
It's hard. First of all, it's hard to win. Period. No matter what, it's just
No.
really,
We
really hard
talked
to win.
about that earlier,
because this
too.
stuff. I mean, things can turn over the course of half a day that you just have no idea is going to happen.
What did
30
you say
minutes.
coming
30
over
minutes.
here?
30 minutes. Sorry.
You
30
said coming over here, you can't make yourself
You
win.
can't make yourself win.
now.
It's just gotta.
Yeah.
You just
There's a
gotta
lot of guys
happen.
with a lot of willpower out here, and they can't make themselves win.
No.
That's right. You can't just
I
conjure.
think when you can try too hard and just work yourself right out of the game.
Seen it several times.
You,
Seen
know
it,
what I mean?
Seen
Oh,
it several
yeah.
times. You see it almost every event at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
The guy, I've said this for years. Most of the time, the guy that wins the event
Mhm.
had no clue he was going to win. He didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't have a good practice.
Right. Right.
He's out there just kind of
Right.
just going with the flow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Can't
He
see
needs-
it coming.
Nope. He needs a change. He changes.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a prize at the end. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
he doesn't see it.
Right.
There's no
right.
light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
He's
Right.
just working to a goal.
Off the
So,
cuff.
so the two
Yeah.
examples we're talking about, both of you had real big lights at the end of the tunnel. Like, I mean, it was your win in the Classic, your win this year. I mean, that was not the case.
No, it
you
wasn't.
you didn't blunder into it. You didn't. Hey, I just happened to be here at the right place. Like it was from the minute we all showed up for practice. We were paying attention to you, and we were paying attention to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
It worked
It did.
out.
It did.
Somehow.
But that's the thing. Like, it does have to work out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it just, in my case, it was the time of year to where you're right. It was mine to lose. Like wintertime on Lake
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cartwell,
Yeah.
that's my favorite. I told you I don't even start fishing again until Thanksgiving.
That's right.
You know, wintertime is when I love to fish, and I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and we're in my hometown.
That's
you know,
right.
where
That's
I've
right.
spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Classic there in March was a whole different ball game. You know,
Yeah.
it's anybody's game.
right.
But it just all played into my hand, and you know, local knowledge, just
Yeah.
knowledge of fishing that area for years and years
Yeah.
and years.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
played in my advantage. That's most of the time what hurts you is your knowledge of the lake.
And you've heard the same story from me.
And the same
exactly
thing-
the
same
same
thing.
case.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly the same
Oh, yeah.
scenario
Yeah.
in the same case.
Yeah.
It just fell in there. The conditions, the weather, it fell perfect.
Your knowledge played into your hand one time
1,000%.
at the right time.
Time.
It did. It did.
It
One
did. I
time.
mean, and
Yeah.
that's the way it goes.
Yeah, yeah. I can't even imagine. I'm jealous of both of you for that, for the feeling you must have had during those particular weeks. Like I can't imagine the fulfillment of doing exactly that, real tough, in front of people who you've been around your entire life.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that felt like.
Yeah.
It's pretty special.
It
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
and that don't come around very often.
No.
Yeah, you never forget it.
Yeah.
Wins don't come around very often, especially at the home crowd.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Really special.
Yeah, you'll never forget it. Neither one of us. I mean, I still see people that may or may not be a big fan of fishing, and you will too. And they're like, they talk about it like it was yesterday.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they just
Was
remember
to
it.
them.
Yeah.
You know, was to you, was to me.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah, you
The
translate.
memory's still vivid.
You translate that into the vernacular of people who are sports fans in general, right? Like your team wins the Super Bowl,
True.
you never forget it. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Right.
That's
and,
right.
I'm you guys are probably like whatever. You know, it's not the same. It is the same thing. Like
Yeah.
you're viewed in the same level as somebody who wins the Super Bowl for
Right.
some people, especially in
Right.
your hometown.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you think about it.
So goals and expectations for year number 2 on the Bass Pro Tour. Is it too far out to even think about goals and expectations? You haven't even finished.
I want to win one. I can tell you my goal.
Yeah. Want to win one?
I want to win one so bad I can't stand it.
Yeah.
But that's.
Yeah.
I think that's the drive in all of us is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to win every event.
Yep.
When we talk about it's just got to happen. Everything's got to fall in right. But I mean, you can make some educated guesses and how to get yourself there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But expectations, I expect it to be as good or better as
That's
this year.
that's what you hope to be. You hope to do a little better than you did the previous.
And I'm not even
play your game a little better.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about like me, my personal. I'm talking about the whole deal. Like I think it's just gonna keep getting better and better and better.
I do too.
And we just got to learn how to get our stubborn selves back in the game and play the game right. That's all it is.
No doubt about that.
It's worked pretty well so far. I'm here to
Well,
tell you. I mean,
just-
this
just
was
one
not
year.
a terrible year by
Yeah, just 1 year in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know if you've had a little success,
Mm-hmm.
what to change, or if you should change anything. That's the thing about bass fishing. It's not like, man, I'm weak on free throws. I need to go to the line and shoot more free throws. You really don't know exactly
That's a good
what
analogy.
you need to be doing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a tough one. I mean, if you need to be a better caster, you need to cast more. If you need to be a better offshore fisherman, you need to, read your graph more. There are things that we can all do to be a little better.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I think just maybe spend a little more time fishing. And I did actually spend a little more time fishing this year in preparation for this.
Did you? Really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I actually spent more time, especially this spring. I was a little more interested in fishing this year than I have been in a long time. I don't know about you.
It's
but
exciting. man.
It was exciting, And
Yeah.
even at home, if I had a week off or something, usually I never fished. I always had something that I had to do. Well, I would put off those had to do sometimes, and I would fish more.
Yeah.
So that I was a little more fired up for it this year for sure, and I may be next year. I'm sure I will.
Oh yeah. Well, that's always the question, right? I mean, so we've gone through this experience, and every one of us learned along the way, and so now that we've had a chance to do things a certain way, and we know we can do things better. I mean, I can only imagine that it's the same mindset for both of you two. You talk about figuring out how to manage your time. I have no idea how to do that. Like how do you change your mindset to manage the clock? I mean, how do you prepare for that?
I'm a little. I don't know. To change my mind, that's the toughest thing for me that I may not want to mess with, because I have been fairly successful at times. I don't want to really change my mindset.
Yeah.
I want to be a little better from time to time on making a decision or making sure that I'm maybe a little more prepared. Say I need 5 flipping sticks rigged up with the same thing, so I don't have to retie.
Reach down there and grab that rusted hook out of
That's
the
right.
cup
Keep
holder.
on rolling. You know what I
Little
mean?
bleached out bait that
Yeah. Just
But
have another one ready.
I have noticed something, and I've seen this go to some people's demise. And this has been very true with me. The more that I've learned, or the more ways that I've learned to catch a bass, sometimes that didn't help me in my career.
Mm-hmm.
It all fell back to the old standard fundamentals that I learned and how I like to fish. To push that to where I can find those fish that I know that I'm good at catching.
Right. Yeah.
And now that's where I kind of fall back on maybe I shouldn't fool with my mindset any. Just keep on being hard-headed.
Oh, I'm the same way.
And y'all keep cashing some checks and make some, make the red crest and roll on. So that's what scares me. And I know some of the gamblers that win a lot of tournaments, or you look in the past, the guys that win and have won a lot of tournaments, a lot of times they had some epic fails along the way that they
Yeah,
didn't adjust any because, you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
I'm going to keep doing this. It's
There's-
the mindset. I'm going to go for the win.
Yeah.
A lot of times they win a event or two, then wouldn't make
Yeah.
a championship or a red crest.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So,
That's right.
you know, you got to look at what you're good at in your career. Am
Yeah.
I a check casher? Am I a tournament winner? You know, that's a tough one. Really
It
is.
My check casher and tournament winner is about the same thing, though.
Which are you?
Yeah.
Which are you? Yeah.
And that's where we differ probably as anglers too.
Yeah,
I've always been a good check casher. You know, on the FLW side, and that's
betcha.
what won some AOYs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, if you can maintain a 15th place average or a 20th, you're gonna win that.
That's right.
You
That's right.
know, and you got a big check at the end of the year for it. But winning tournaments, a lot of times you weren't in the game. You just got a check and went on about your business and
Yeah.
cashed and came to the next one.
Right.
So there is a difference.
I think that's one thing, you pointed that out. That's one thing about this format that a lot of folks at home probably don't realize. All right, so when we were fishing for the 5 biggest fish, all right, you saw us throw stuff that was kind of out of the norm every now and then. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you'd
Yeah.
get in the area and you'd have to show them something different.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
In this format, everybody out here, when you watch them on live or you see them on the TV show, they're throwing their strength. Like that's
right.
what they
That's
like
right.
to do.
That's right. That's right.
Nobody's out there winging around
No.
a flip-flop swim bait. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know,
Yeah.
You're right.
That's right.
I mean, nobody's
That's right.
out here guessing and trying. I mean, they're tying on what they're good at, and that's
It's-
what's so fun for me to
Yeah.
watch.
Yep. That's right.
You know, you kind of watch some of the guys that you wonder how in the heck have they caught fish all these years.
Yeah.
And then you see them in this format,
Yeah.
which I call this is raw fishing.
It's pretty
ability.
genuine. It's pretty genuine, dude.
And
Yep.
and you see
That's right.
how they're like take Aaron Martins. I mean, everybody thinks about Aaron Martins with a spinning rod,
Yeah.
but he's not only good with a spinning rod.
No,
You
that's
know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? Like he can do it all.
He can. Yeah.
And-
That's right.
And you don't realize that because just every time you've seen him do well, a lot of times he had a spinning rod in his hand.
That's right.
But in this deal, you see what he's made of.
That's
you
right.
see what he's got confidence in. You know what I mean?
That is truth.
And that's with every angler.
That is truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about angling backgrounds. Like, how did you get into? You're both clearly country kids, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
safe.
What
to
you trying to
assume.
say there,
That's
Joe?
a
Just saying. Just saying. We might
How'd
need
you tell?
we might need
Yeah.
subtitles
Yeah.
for some of this
Yeah.
conversation.
Shoot, yeah.
No. So yeah. But I mean, you both grew up in areas that were rural,
Absolutely.
and fishing and hunting was just kind of part of a way of life. Correct.
Yeah.
Start with you first.
For
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Tell me about Donald, South Carolina. Tell me about that area you grew up.
We always joke and say, I live in a town so small they have to pipe sunlight in where I live. I mean, really, we don't have, we got like 2 4-way stops, no red lights, no,
Yeah.
nothing.
I'm here with you. Me too.
Yeah.
I get it.
I graduated with like 40 students in my graduating class in high school.
Small town.
Yep.
Yep.
Played all 3 sports
Yep.
because we didn't have but 40.
You had to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
If
right.
you're gonna have a team,
Wouldn't
we
have
all
no
had to
team.
play.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, growing up, it was all about the outdoors. But both my parents, my brother, they love to fish.
Yeah. Yep.
And I remember, I can tell you my first bass. I was like 4 years old.
Really?
Yep. Caught it on a Zebco 33 with like a split shot Carolina rig lizard. It probably wasn't but a pound or so, and I mean, it seemed like it was the biggest thing. That for
Yeah,
some
yeah.
reason, tricking that fish into biting something that wasn't real,
Yeah.
just it triggered something in my mind, and I ate, sleep, and breathed
Is that right?
fishing
Is
for
that
the
right?
rest of my life. Like all I wanted to do was fish for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. It's all I thought about. I mean, I'd get home at midnight or 1 in the morning from a long away football game.
Yeah. That's right.
Daylight, my butt was at the boat ramp.
Is that right?
The next
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I couldn't stop.
Mm.
It's just something in my
Manhattan.
mind.
Yeah.
No, in Hatton. But till you do it or get to do it every day like this, like you kind of forget the way we were when you were young or worked a
right.
job
Yeah,
before
that's-
you
yeah.
started. You kind of
Natural.
forget that
Yeah.
no matter what you were doing, you were thinking about fishing.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
right.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, and
And-
it's so true.
And we do it every day, so every chance we get not to think about it, that's what
You
we
just
do.
don't. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But
True.
there's so many people out there in the world that just are like that. You know,
Yep.
they're really good tournament anglers on the weekend, but that's all in the time they get to go.
That's right. Yeah.
But every day they're at work or whatever they do, they're thinking.
That's
about
what's in
it.
their head. That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
That's
And
it.
it's
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the way I was growing up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, the only job that I've ever had other than fishing is I worked on a farm.
Really.
But the guy I worked for, he knew on Wednesday afternoon in the summertime I was getting off at 5 because I was going to the lake to fish a night tournament. I mean, I'm serious.
Yeah.
We might work the dark every other day,
Yeah, yeah.
but on Wednesday at
5
5,
o'clock.
I was gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Similar for you, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the story you've told a few times is that you missed your own high school graduation.
I did. I missed my high school graduation. Same deal. Dayton, Tennessee's not big. There wasn't
Yeah.
much to do when I was a kid other
Yeah.
than hunt or fish. And I always joke around and said, I started high school fishing. I was the only participant.
You were the guy. You were the guy.
I was the one. I
Yeah.
was the high school fishing team for 4 years. So, I won my first tournament
Yeah.
by myself when I was 15. I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
In the same backwaters that I won the Bass Pro Stage 4 in. And, it's just something, of course I fished with my dad. We fished little evening tournaments, and he was always an avid fisherman along with my granddaddy. And, that's what we done. That's what we done every weekend.
Yeah.
And especially when I started fishing tournaments, I didn't do things on the weekend. I was good at playing football, basketball, baseball. I could do all that, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't go because it might cost me going fishing one afternoon, or I had to go to practice.
Yeah.
I said, I'll play, but I'm not coming to practice. Of course, the coach don't go for
play,
that.
No,
You got to come to practice if you're going to play. Well, I'm out. So that's all I've ever done is fish, and then I've never really made any money. Same kind of deal that you had. My mom and dad own a electrical supply house, so I worked for them usually like 3 days a week. So I fished the other 4.
you work for gas money.
I worked for
That's
gas
about what I
money.
did.
And
Yeah,
that
entry
was
fee.
it.
Yeah, that's
An
right.
entry fee. So,
Yeah.
that's all I've ever known, and that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
I've ever done. And we always fished as many tournaments as we could. And it was funny. I never really ran around with people, and you probably didn't much either. People my own age. I always ran with people that were older.
Yep.
Because I had a fishing partner when I was
Yeah.
16, Larry Miles. Well, me and Larry, he's just passed away here just recently. Me and Larry fished together for many years, and Larry was, I guess he was 50 when I started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was, a 50-year-old and a 16-year-old, but he made me do everything.
Yeah.
Made
Yeah.
me drive to the lake. He made me run the boat.
Yeah.
He made me do everything. And that's kind of what made me, what I was. And Dad, he had a partner he always fished with, but he always wanted to push me out to make sure that I done it. Not that he didn't want to spend time, because we spent plenty of time fishing
Sure,
and whatnot.
Sure. Yeah.
But he just wanted to make sure that I done it, that I learned from my own experience.
That's the
And
best way to.
That is the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
way to learn. So he was really spot on with that, and that's a good way. It's a hard way to learn, but it's a
Yeah.
good way to learn.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of started, and we traveled around, and me and Larry fished as many tournaments as we could to get into the championships in the fall. September, October, we had a chance to win a boat or a truck or whatever it was, and we won our fair share of those. And so did me and Dad. We always had a circuit or two that we fished, and we've won several boats together.
Yeah.
So anything that I've ever had has been spun out of bass fishing. Anything
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
for sure was out of bass fishing from a young age.
Yeah.
But I was dedicated.
Sure.
I didn't miss tournaments. I fished the BFL, which back then was a red man circuit, and I won a couple of titles in that, AOYs and stuff, in several tournaments. So that's how I made it. It was just here and there, and win $1 or $2 here and there. Missed my high school
Piece it all together.
graduation.
You have to tell that story. Tell that story from.
Oh yeah, well, it was funny. I was a senior in high school, and there was a tournament, and you might remember these cases. You remember the Jerry Ryan
Yeah.
tournament bass?
I remember people
Hungry
talking about it.
Fisherman's Bass Circuit. And it's Jerry Ryan circuit back as it got a little older, and he was out of North Carolina. Actually, Jerry was, but it was a pro-am tournament. And we had just the week before, me and Larry had won the Pepsi Cola bass tournament out of Chattanooga. I think we'd won like $3,000. Well, the entry fee to this Jerry Ryan deal was $750, which was expensive. I'm a senior in high school. I ain't got no money.
Oh, yeah.
What money I had, I won the weekend before or
That's right.
lost.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it all had to kind of average out.
That's right.
So the tournament fell on my high school graduation, which I wasn't the best student in the world. I know that's hard to believe, but I wasn't much on homework and doing all the studying. I had things to do, fish to catch, something to shoot at. So
Yeah.
Anyway, this rolled around, and my uncle was the principal when I was a senior in high school. Which, by the way, the first day of high school with my uncle as principal is Pat Connor, and he just actually passed away here just a few weeks ago. He walks into the high school. I'm a senior. Me and a friend of mine were in the hall, jacking around like always. Guess who the first one that got a paddling when my uncle was the principal?
Get out of here.
Moi.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So
Nice.
he busted my ass. See, I was
Oh,
the
yeah.
very first one was he's principal
Yeah.
of Ray County High School. He busted me first.
Great.
But anyway, I called up. I said, I got a favor. I got a big tournament that I really need to fish. Man, I can win some money in this sucker. He said, let me guess. I said, yep, the day we graduate. He goes, go on. I'll bring the diploma to your mama.
I don't think my mama would have went for that.
Mine just knew, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like, you know,
yeah.
and I had a legitimate shot, you know, really
Yeah.
do good because that was,
Yeah.
it was like we'd won in April.
Mhm,
There's
mhm.
April again coming
Yep,
around.
yep.
And this was like the first week of May. So I got in the tournament. I actually ended up paying a $750 entry fee, and I came in fifth. I ended up winning like $2,500 or something like it, which is a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, that's
I mean, dude, I was rolling for the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. Got my diploma. He delivered it to mom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
got my check and my diploma.
There
So,
are not
good
not
week.
that many who could tell a story that would work out exactly like that.
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
that
Yeah.
worked out well.
Yeah.
And I can still remember even where I started, what I caught that day. And I
Yeah.
didn't catch no whole lot, but just enough to do fairly well. You know, I had a shot at it, but I still remember it just like every bite.
Oh, man.
That's a big entry fee
Yeah.
for me back then. It was kind of scary.
It's kind of funny as we've kind of gone around the country. Both you guys and all of us in this bass fishing life, you go to different parts of the country and you kind of perceive the way they perceive the outdoors. Like, it's, for instance, we'll go up to Wisconsin during September typically, and you hear deer hunting commercials on the radio.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to tell you right here and now, we don't have any deer hunting commercials on the radio in Seattle.
We don't have them in South Carolina either.
ever. So, but you come down here, places like, you know, in the South where he's from and so forth, and it's part of the way of life. It's culture. It's totally
is.
different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different. Life's at
Yeah.
a little different pace, you know, where you travel around the country.
Mhm.
You know, it's just, I guess, what the earth's got to offer in that general area, kind
Yeah.
of what people do, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
whether you're in a farming community or, you know, closer to a big city.
Mm.
I mean, people react differently to you, you know, kind of wherever you go, you know, depends on what's the style
Everybody
of living.
loves them southern accents. So
They
you ever
do.
noticed that?
Yes, up north.
They do.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. They're like,
Yeah.
man, where y'all from? Or where you? They don't say where y'all from. They say where you guys from.
It's pretty
Yeah.
noticeable. It's pretty noticeable, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I joked before you guys even came in here. I'm like, we're gonna need subtitles. You're gonna have to translate.
true,
you're
though.
gonna translate this for me.
So true.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We understand it, though, don't we?
Absolutely.
yeah.
Hey, you was talking about school a while ago, and since we talking about this,
Oh, no.
you wasn't a very good student. Well, I wasn't either. And
Well, I'm shocked.
So I I had Spanish, and my Spanish teacher was a hoot, and I walked in there about midway through. I'm like, man, I said, how in the world am I going to pass this class? He said, man, I don't know either. He said, how am I going to teach you to speak Spanish when you can't even speak English? I said, I don't know, but I got to do something.
Oh, look at Shangle laughing. He's getting this for
Oh
sure.
yeah, this is gold right here.
And that ain't
yeah.
no lie. He looked straight at me with a straight face, and that's what he said.
There's no question that's the truth.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, man.
Playing a game of Fisherman Jenga. You know what Jenga is? That's that stack-up game
You pull them out.
where you
or
pull.
what-
That's right.
and
That's
one
right.
of
You
them,
pull
it
pieces out and
crashes
so
the
forth.
whole-
Stack 'em
That's-
back on top.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So Fisherman Jenga. So if you could reach into what makes Andy Morgan, take out a piece and make it your own. what would you borrow from Andy Morgan?
This is
if
dangerous.
I know it, right? I know. What would you borrow from him if you could?
Man. I don't know.
That's tough, ain't
It
it?
It's tough
is
one,
tough.
Yeah. Put you on the spot.
What about two things?
Okay, you can do two. Yeah. Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
I would steal that he never runs out of something to say. I would steal that first.
That is
All right,
true.
I
That is
would-
true.
true.
I would steal that.
It's true.
And then I would steal his castability
Boy,
because I've seen it. And it's pretty impressive.
boy, he casts like nobody's
does.
business. It's
He does.
pretty crazy.
So
I'm jealous.
I pull two things, one
Yeah.
for each side of the business. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Same question to you.
Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty easy for one, on each side of the business. Singing. You ever heard
Oh
him?
yeah.
You heard him
Oh, yeah.
sing?
Oh yeah. Time or two.
Yeah, I can't carry a tune in a drain tile, so
See what I mean?
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
what that is. It's
and,
funny.
and probably
Yeah.
Casey's ability to fish offshore. That's I know he's got a leg up on me there
Tough.
for sure. I'd like
Yeah.
to steal a little bit of that.
I had to learn in that clear water at home.
Good.
Yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah.
still don't like it.
Yeah, but you're good at it. You may not like it, but you're still good at it.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it with you and the casting thing? Like, it's legitimate. Like we watch all you guys just move around the boat and think
He does have about 20 years on me with that
That's
cat.
true.
I
That
do.
is true.
I
That's
do.
true. He's got some. He's got some time in the saddle. That's for sure.
It's really what it boils. A lot of
Yeah.
bad ones.
Yeah.
A lot of bad casts.
Yeah.
A lot of learn.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't gonna do that again. I ain't gonna do that again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's casting is. It just takes a lot of time. It's just
Yeah.
we're gonna go back to the free throws.
Mhm, that's
you got to
right.
shoot a lot.
Mhm.
To get good at it. And then casting's no different. You just got to learn what you can do and your
Yeah.
angles. And kind of what you're capable of. You're capable
Mhm.
of a lot more than you really think
Yeah.
if you get out there and just push it. You got to go fishing sometimes knowing that I'm going to run some off under this dock and just go out there and see what you can do.
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
get pretty good at it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. There's one thing with cat, you just don't force things. Just be smooth. It's all about being smooth. If you can be smooth, it's like casting. It's just like shooting a bow. It's all about smooth.
Got that,
Speaking
you
of
got
that-
that just simple.
Yeah, speaking of that,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to throw a question in here too.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what mine is, and everybody's got one. So I want to know what makes you, like, when you're out there on the water, what ticks you off the most? Like, for me, it's the casting deal. I ain't a bad caster, but I can't backhand skip and then this and that, all that.
Nothing
But
makes me any more mad than bad casting. Hitting a pontoon, it makes me want sun. It makes me spit fire.
Me too.
Wow.
I tell you, so like you skipping docks or skipping around under hangovers or whatever, you get in that motion.
Oh yeah.
And then one time you get lazy and you slap that water.
Doink. Yeah.
You slap the water before it ever leaks, and it's just
I've ruined more spools of
Dude,
line and still
that-
do.
ticks me off. And I don't get mad about much,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
literally could Iconelli that rod.
Is that right?
And when I do that, I could.
I'm
I could
exactly-
break it and throw it in the woods and be done.
And never look for it. Gone. I'm
It does.
exactly the same way.
It makes me so mad.
Yeah.
But when you're doing that all day, you will.
You'll do it.
A couple times you'll just
You'll drift
have a
off.
mind.
You'll
Yep.
drift off and you'll slap that water.
God,
you'll hit
it makes me
something and
so
roll one in
mad.
a knot. And I always rig up plenty. If I know I'm dock skipping or something, I rig up plenty of rods because I know it's coming. I can just, I don't even pick it out. If I know I've done it bad enough and I'm that mad, I wind it right up. I put it in the rod locker. I put it away. I shut the rod locker and I get another one out just like
I'm
it.
glad
and
I
just
ain't
keep
the only
rolling.
one that does that.
Oh,
man, 'cause
you're not.
God, it makes me so
Yeah,
mad.
I
I mean,
can-
if you ever see my face red on camera, that's
That's it.
that's
it.
it.
That's
Ah,
it.
Good to know.
It ticks me off bad.
Because I know I can. I
Yeah.
know I can do better than
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Golly bum. Like an amateur out here.
What about this offshore thing? So the offshore bite has not necessarily been a factor much so far in this iteration of the Bass Pro Tour, just because of
We
fact
haven't
that
went
it-
anywhere.
no, that's true. That's the truth.
Well, Aaron went offshore.
He
So
did.
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob
Kind
went
of.
offshore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what we like to do,
Yeah.
what works for us,
That's right.
kept
Yeah.
us right up there on the bank.
Yeah.
We survived that tournament and come out there without a bloody nose. You know what I mean?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
That's well put.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you just got to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Where, or maybe not even necessarily where, but what kind of fishery would you like to go to that we haven't been to yet so far? We only had 9 shots so far, but is there something that you'd really like us to land on?
The bad thing about this year, and we talked about this over lunch too. I mean, we really did go to some good places and just hit them so
Timing
wrong.
is what it
Hit 'em
is.
couple
Yeah,
of weeks.
Mother Nature is what it is.
Yeah,
That's how it
and
goes.
ain't nothing you
That's
can
what it
do
goes.
about it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to see,
Little jig swimming.
go to some, some places that's just got it all. Like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Toledo Bends and Rayburns
Yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah.
Got some
where you-
hydrilla.
yeah, where you got
structure
You have a chance for guys to go offshore.
and diversify things
Yep,
to.
and you got guys that's going to catch them up on the bank, frogging, swim jigging, all that type of stuff, and you
Yep,
get to
yep.
see a more diverse tournament.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think places like that.
What about a place like we landed on in North Carolina?
Oh,
Nobody knew anything about that except for Jacob Porosnik, who
They
happened
do
to win
now.
that event. Yeah, everybody shows up. Everybody shows up there, and I'm sure maybe you may have heard of a couple of those lakes, but I guarantee neither of you had ever been there. Maybe you have
Never
because it's
even heard of
geographically
them.
kind of close.
that's 6 hours away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never
right.
heard of. Same with me.
You,
5.5.
you show up there and it's a conga line of 6-pound largemouth. It's like, what in the world have we landed on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That
And we
was
hit
good.
that one. I know that was at Jordan.
Jordan.
We hit it right. It was up in them willows. It was prime,
falling.
dirty, falling.
It was unbelievable.
Perfect.
It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I fished the day I fished on Jordan. I had a virus.
Oh, you were
was the
sick.
worst
You were
day
sick. I
really
forgot
bad.
about that. You were bad sick.
But dude, I
Like-
still caught them. That's the only reason I stayed out there. I'm serious. Like if I would have been having a bad
Yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah.
I'd have went back to the house. I'd
Yeah.
be like, boys, y'all can have it.
Yeah.
I'm throwing in the towel
Yeah.
on this one.
You were
Done.
like barely survived the day sick.
It was awful.
I remember that.
I'm not lying, man.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the worst day I've ever had on the water.
Yeah.
But I caught them.
Yep.
It was good.
It was good,
Yeah, yeah.
man. God, that place was.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. The funny part about that is that Falls is actually the better of those lakes.
Yeah, that's
it
what they
didn't, it didn't
said.
happen, but
Yeah.
See, we hit it
Yeah.
on the.
On the completely on the low side.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It was
yeah.
a week after they'd sucked the bottom out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
yeah.
fish were just all jacked up.
Yeah.
I think the only place there was any fish really living to amount to anything was where Wheeler and Edris
That's right.
were.
That's
up
right.
there.
They found
Yeah,
them
that happened all
the way,
year, didn't
all
it?
the way at the
Yeah.
far end of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how many places are like that in the country? I guarantee you, hundreds upon hundreds upon
There's several.
thousands of places you could go like that.
Yeah, there's several places like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
We just got to have them big enough that we can,
That's
throw
right.
some boats in there
Yep.
and not stack on top of one another. That's the thing
Mhm.
we've
Yeah.
got to look out for. Is you don't want to. I know you're the same. I don't want to be crowded.
I don't either.
I like big
Mm.
fisheries.
Yeah. It's not good for anybody, really.
No, it's really not.
No.
I like something where you've got a lot of option. You can fish grass, you can fish wood, rock, ledges, whatever you got. I like a big fishery. It spreads everybody out. I think everybody learns more from it, and the fishing's always better.
Yep. Yep. Are there any places that we've been to before that you think would fit this particular setup better than others? Like you mentioned Toledo Bend, Rayburn, they're great fisheries. Anywhere else you can think of?
Oh, you got your Gunnersvilles.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
always good.
Yep.
Really diverse.
I hope that place dries up before we ever get a chance to go there.
But it won't.
I can't stand that
Why?
place,
Why
man.
is it the case? How come?
Kentucky Lake and Gunnersville. I wish they'd pull the plug on both of them.
He said it today because I hate Chickamauga too.
Yeah, I don't like chick.
Why?
I'm not a fan of the Tennessee River.
Is that right?
man.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Never have been.
How about
Huh.
Pickwick?
I like Pickwick.
See, I've
certain
seen you
times
busting
of year.
down there at Pickwick.
Yeah,
In
certain times
June
of
we
year.
were down there that time.
Yeah,
Told 'em.
that was offshore. But
Yeah.
When was this?
God, that's been.
that was in 14.
14.
Pickwick.
Yeah.
Is that the one Hackney one?
Yep.
It was.
That's one Hackney one.
Sure
Yeah.
was.
Hackney found that little sneak hole over
He
there
did.
behind
Yeah,
that
that's
island.
right.
Had it all to himself.
Ain't that crazy? That's
That's
why
right.
he won. Caught him 31 pounds like on day 2 and just
Yep.
mashed us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But-
your vote? No Tennessee River.
I hate Tennessee River.
See, and I love it. I'm gonna
I
do the
like
whole
it.
trail
Play it
there.
2 times a year.
Yeah.
I like it in February and I
Yeah.
like it in October.
Is that right?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
it's tough.
February's
Tough,
good.
tough.
Hmm.
Yeah, big ones.
Yeah,
Big ones bite.
yeah. Get them up there in that 3 foot of water where I can deal with them. And
Mhm.
off that river
Yeah.
ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do both of you feel about Florida? Because Florida's tough on about half the field, but half the field
it's,
doesn't
it's
like
just
Florida that
never
much.
consistent.
not.
I'll either go down there and make a top 5 or I'm in the bottom 5. It's
I'm
never
s-
in between.
Feast or famine.
Yeah.
Really?
Same.
Always
Yeah.
has been for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of started my career. I really started as a professional, I guess, in '03. And I actually won. It was an ever start back then. I won right out of the gate in January in Florida. And I finished like 3rd or 4th in the tour, FLW tour down there right after that, like a couple weeks later. And that's really jumped my career. I had enough money then, like, okay, I'm going to try this for a living.
Yeah.
And I got just enough financial start. I'm going to let it roll.
Yep.
And that's really when I started just fishing for a career was in '03, but it was in Florida. Then I actually had some pretty good runs in Florida. But again, I might catch them for 2 years, and I like, 100.
Then you're down there in the 90s,
Yeah. But it's feast or famine for me too. Really good or really bad. But I do like fishing Florida. It's always nice to get down there where it's warm, and if you're on some stuff, you can catch some big ones, and that's always fun. Place that's got big ones.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the chance that you have to catch, 8-9 pounder. Those events are fun to me.
I think the difference in Florida is it's just such different fishing when you go down there. Like, you really have to understand how they react to a cold front. You know what I mean? Like, we all know that it makes them do crazy things.
Yeah.
But like me on a cold front situation and Terry Scroggins on a cold front situation, like the game plan is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
absolutely. Yeah.
It's people that live down there and they understand that, and there's no way to understand it unless you do live there.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it such a tough place to go.
Yeah.
It's funny that I have, and I bet you do too. Your tackle, where you got it at home, I've got on a shelf Florida stuff, then I got the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's it.
Is that right?
I've got these big boxes put together with plastics and lipless baits and jerk baits. It's totally different from the rest of the country.
It is.
Yeah. Florida, then the rest of the U.S.
And then north. I got a north box.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your smallmouth stuff and all that piled up. Yeah.
How do both of you feel about smallmouth? You've expressed a distaste for smallmouth in the past.
Is it as bad as mine?
Have they grown upon you at all?
No.
I joke about it all the time.
Really? Is it as
really
bad as mine? I hate them.
I can't stand them.
I'm the same way. See, I told you, we're cut out of the same mold, dude. Bad.
I tell you, at Red Crest this year, I hadn't caught a smallmouth all week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I pulled up there on the third round, whatever they call it. I forgot what we called it. Now I'm at a cup. I'm just all.
Yeah. One of the rounds. You're good.
It was to make the championship. Okay.
Yeah.
And I pull up and I'm sitting there pole down waiting to start before line's in to start in my little creek there, and fish kept coming up chasing bait right there beside me. And I'm like, God, what's going on? I ain't seen it all week.
Yeah.
So I start catching smallmouth at line's in. I mean, working on them.
Yeah.
Like 16 pounds in about 30 minutes. But they're all 1.4s, 1.3s.
Oh yeah.
And they're crazy. They just came through there like a school of white bass.
Ain't no doubt. When they quit, they quit. They wasn't no drop shotting, they wasn't no tubing, they wasn't no skipping docks. It's just
done.
like ghosts. Evaporated.
And that's why we don't like them. Right there, and then in a nutshell.
Like a largemouth in that situation, they would have just slid right over there under the dock.
Yeah.
Or they would have slid over here to this blowdown. You know what I mean? Or they'd have pulled right out here on this rock pile.
Not a smallmouth.
No, they gone. Like ghosts. They just...
Yeah.
I think they swam all the way out to the main river from where I was.
Is that how it is?
Yeah.
All the way out there.
Gone.
Yeah.
Just tired.
Yeah.
Tired
of me catching them.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I just never have been a fan. And I don't know that much about them. We go north. I catch a few of them, but
That's the big thing.
I'm uneducated on how they react to conditions.
Yeah.
And
They don't. They just swim.
that's right. Use their tail and fins is what they do.
I learned from the best.
Yeah.
I'm serious now. The first time I went to Erie, we're largemouth fishermen. So you get out there and you find that rock and you put a waypoint on it and you cast to it. And that ain't how it works. Like, they get around it. They don't get on it.
100 yards or so.
Yeah, I mean, they just out there. And Jonathan Van Dam, he told me, he's like, dude, he's like, smallmouth's not like that. You get in an area and you can cast that way, you cast that way, you cast that way, you cast that way, you got just as good a chance. He's like, they're just out there. Like, makes sense. They're crazy, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. So if we're picking our fantasy teams, if we're going to St. Clair or wherever, don't pick either of you two. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely not.
No, sir. Yeah.
Not unless they're shallow.
Yeah. You run one up on our dock every now and then or something. We might get him. But that'd be about it. Random.
Yeah. All right, let's make an agreement right now that we will resuscitate this podcast exactly a year from today, so we can review again some of the things that you two talked about. But
Sure.
we've covered some great territory. It's really been good to have both of you here. I figured we had a chance to get you here. This is kind of like a hunting cabin, you know.
It is.
It's kind of
It
out in
is.
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You even got this old crappy hanging on
That's
the wall.
right. That's
there
right.
behind
That's
us.
right.
I saw him.
Yeah.
That's right.
He yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been there a while.
Yeah. It's good to talk to you guys. Good to see you.
Yep.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
you
you for
having
having
us.
us.